You can stand up. It's all right. Tell us your name and where you're from.
My name is Michelle Jones, and I'm from Colorado. Pine, Colorado? Yeah, no one knows it.
What are you going to be teaching?
I am going to be teaching English and theater.
Outstanding. So, how did you pick Colorado State?
Well, I thought I wanted to be a veterinarian.
It's a good profession.
Yeah, and then after the first year, I decided I wanted to be a teacher like my mother.
It's a better profession.
Yeah.
Anybody you'd like to thank that helped contribute to your being here today?
Oh, well, besides my lovely theater majors and education and English majors, my parents and my brother are here, so I'd like to thank my family. Hi.
Very good. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your name and where are you from?
I'm Cole Langford. I'm from Colorado.
What's your favorite memory about Colorado State?
Basketball games and football games for sure.
Very good. I should have put in the disclaimer that you can share with everyone. I know something that will be captured on YouTube forever. Congratulations. Anybody you'd like to thank for being here?
I want to thank my mom and dad for sure, and my brother and his wife for coming out from Florida. It's awesome.
Very good. Thank you. Congratulations. Tell us your name and where you're from.
Jordan Romero, I'm from Colorado.
Whereabouts in Colorado?
Colorado Springs.
Very good. Now, it's the shoes, right? Those are impressive shoes. That's how I picked you. I never quite know how I'm going to pick people, but the gold shoes, they're good. So, what should the commencement address be about?
Our accomplishments and all the hard work we've done.
The accomplishments and all the hard work you've done. Now, I'm going to do you a favor. 50 years from now at your class reunion, or 50 years from now on Mother's Day, when your granddaughter is going to enroll in Colorado State University, you will still be living down that lame a pick. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the one I prepared instead. Congratulations. Oh, anybody you'd like to thank for helping you be here today?
My family, they're up there. Thank you.
Very good. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. So amongst the theme of people to thank, I would suggest that there are probably 3 other people that played very significant roles in all of us being here today that we ought to comment on briefly. And the first, well, there are 2 of them that you will know less well. There's one that you'll know fairly intimately, so we'll start with the other 2. Let's begin with Thomas Jefferson. Inscribed on the inside of the dome at the Jefferson Memorial in Washington, D.C. are the following words: "I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man." Jefferson was by far the most pro-education of the Founding Fathers, and his writings and his arguments really set the stage for the role of public higher education, the role that it would play in democracy, and contributed greatly to what we're a part of today. Second, of course, would be Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln, as I'm sure most of you know, signed the Moral Act that created land-grant universities in 1862, 150 years ago this very year. But I think maybe if we drill down a little more specifically on the context of that, it's a fascinating time. July 1st, 1862. It's the bloodiest year of the Civil War. The 7 days battles have just concluded. The Union Army, commanded by General George McClellan, is in full retreat toward Washington, D.C., the capital. They're retreating from Richmond, Virginia, only 100 miles away. This is an epic set of challenges for any president. I don't know what any of us would do in that role. I probably would have been alternating between panicking and packing, trying to find new generals, that sort of thing. But Lincoln, the next day, July 2nd, 1862, sits down and signs the Morrill Act, an act that created in each state in this nation, a nation that may very well not be around in the very near future unless something changes, creates in every state in that country a university. Now consider the backdrop for a moment. A college education at that point in time was the province of the children of the upper class. And Lincoln creates a university in every state dedicated to the ideal that regardless of your socioeconomic status, if you have the talent and the motivation to earn a college degree, you should have that opportunity. It fundamentally changed the course of this nation for at least the next 150 years, at least until today, and it continues to influence global higher education all around the world. The third person we should thank, you see every day. You see them when you look in the mirror, and it's you. You were all provided with the talent to succeed here, but you had to bring the motivation. You had to bring the hard work, and you did that. So in a few minutes, when you cross this stage, you'll complete a cycle that was begun at convocation during Ram Welcome, when we told you that when we admit a class, it's our generation's way of reaching out to you and saying, we need your help with some problems we've left unsolved. When you cross this stage, you'll take your place on a foundation, a platform, if you will, that has been built over time, brick, by every faculty member and every alumnus of Colorado State University that's come before you. And that foundation rests against cornerstones that were laid by people such as Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln. It's a special place to stand. And you'll be among heady company when you're there. But when you cross that stage and stand in that spot, and it becomes your turn to help work on the world's challenges, the challenges that face you are not trivial. Where will your class begin? The economy needs some help. This issue of providing energy that's not at the expense of the environment ought to be solved sooner rather than later. There is that small issue of feeding 9 billion people by the time you're our age. These are significant challenges, challenges that when you cross that stage will look you in the eye and make you consider graduate school. A merciless plug for enrollments, but joking aside, you have it in you to solve these challenges and solve others. Consider for a moment what Lincoln wrote when faced with all of his challenges. 5 months to the day after McClellan started his retreat, 5 months after creating land-grant universities, on December 1st, 1862, Lincoln addressed the Congress in Washington, D.C., and spoke these words that members of music majors will recognize as having been included in Aaron Copland's Lincoln portrait. Fellow citizens, we cannot escape history. We of this Congress and this administration will be remembered in spite of ourselves. No personal significance or insignificance can spare one or another of us. The fiery trial through which we pass will light us down in honor or dishonor to the latest generation. We, even we here, hold the power and bear the responsibility. We shall nobly save or meanly lose the last best hope of earth. Now, when Lincoln spoke of the last best hope, of course, he was speaking of American democracy, but I would submit to you today that perhaps the best hope for addressing the challenges that have plagued us since the dawn of civilization and the new ones we've added since is a vibrant public education system in a free society. And yet, let's make no mistake about this. Public education is under immense stress. It will survive or fail during our lifetimes. And so it falls on all of us to have a special responsibility around this issue, around this thing that we are now a part of. And so if we were to paraphrase Lincoln, we, even we here, hold the power and bear the responsibility. we shall nobly save or meanly lose this last best hope. Representing the value of public higher education in a free society, cherishing it, arguing for it, perhaps even saving it. These are big responsibilities, but you have at your disposal that which Jefferson valued above all else, the mind of man, and yours has been honed in the world's finest education system, Abraham Lincoln's research universities. And when you pair those things with your passion, your talent, and your motivation, I believe there is nothing that you can't overcome. But the thing about that, and there's really no getting around this that I can find, is that it just doesn't matter what I believe. It doesn't matter what anyone on this platform believes. It doesn't matter what anyone else in this arena believes. It doesn't matter what anyone outside this university believes. The only thing that matters is what each of you believes and what you're willing to do about it. So this is my charge to you, members of the May 2012 graduating class from Colorado State University's College of Liberal Arts. From our generation to yours, we not only need you, we trust you. Believe in yourselves and help us change the world. I am extraordinarily proud of each of you. And wherever your adventure takes you next, Godspeed.